First for the Lehigh Mountain Hawks. At defense, the junior from Chester Springs, Pennsylvania, before Lauren Wilcox.
Gorjak or Goryak?
Goryak.
Goryak.
At midfield, a freshman from Ridgewood, New Jersey, number 5,
Garayak.
Garayak.
Garayak. I get that on.
At defense, the junior from
Garayak.
New Jersey, number 6, Kelly Scott. At attack, a freshman from Carson City, New York, number 7, Krista Manson. At attack, a senior from West Babylon, New York, number 9, Chelsea Regalacco. At attack, a sophomore from Summit, New Jersey, number 11, Megan Davis. At attack, a junior from Penn Valley, Pennsylvania, number 13, Kylie Kukonen. At midfield, a freshman from Bryn Mawr, Pennsylvania, number 14, Julianne Durazio. At midfield, a freshman from Mount Lake, New Jersey, number 15, Allison LeBeau. At midfield, defense, a junior from Cold Spring Harbor, New York, number 19, Michelle Abramchek. At midfield, a sophomore from Davidsonville, Maryland, number 26, Kendall Garden.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Tyler's Field here on the campus of Colgate University in Hamilton, New York, for today's Patriot League women's lacrosse game between the Mountain Hawks of Lehigh and the Colgate Raiders. My name is Anthony Tamburo, coming to you from the press box here at a chilly Tyler's Field in Hamilton. Bit of snow, bit of rain, bit of wind. Not ideal conditions, but I'm sure these players won't mind as Colgate looks to get on track in the Patriot League and grab their first win of the conference campaign. Let's get you the starting lineups first for the visiting Lehigh Mountain Hawks. 3-3, 1-0 in the Patriot League. Number 3 is Lauren Wilcox. Number 5 is Lauren Beausoleil. Number 6 is Kelly Scott. 7 is Krista Dampman. Number 9 is Chelsea Retaliato, excuse me there. Chelsea Retaliato. Number 11 is Megan Patis. Number 13, Carly Sukanik. 14 is Julianne Durazio. 15, Allison LeBeau. 17 is Alexandra Fitzpatrick in the goal. 19 is Michelle Abramchik. And number 26 is Kendall Garden. Head coach of the Lehigh Mountain Hawks in her 6th season is Jill Redfern, assisted by Shannon McHugh and Kim Kolarik. For the Colgate Raiders, 1-5, 0-1 in the Patriot League, coming off a disappointing outing against Holy Cross last weekend. Number 3 is Lauren Garayak. 8 is Rachel Siciliano. 10, Emily Speck. 11, Taylor Fisher. 13 is Sarah Bowles. 15, preseason All-Patriot League, Allison Flood. 16 in goal for the Raiders is Jenny Berglund. 19 on a very hot scoring streak right now is Megan Ark. 22 is Kristen Norden. 25, Jenna Frost. Jenna Frost, the preseason All-Patriot League player. My apologies, not Allison Flood. Monica White is the number 27, and number 29 is Callan Murray, the head coach of the Colgate Raiders in her 8th season. Heather Young, assisted by Katie Rhodes and Caitlin Fitzpatrick. Our officials today, Aline Jones, Devin Holcomb, and Lisa Volland. So just about to get set here for the start of play. Again, a rather chilly day here in Hamilton. Had some good weather earlier in the week, but not so much here on the weekend as the ladies out there, especially some of the Lehigh girls, look to be a little chilly there. Colgate in the home whites here as we're about to get set for the national anthems. Lehigh in the away brown kits with the gold trimming on it. We're going to take a second here for the national anthems and get back to the action here at Tyler's Field for this Patriot League lacrosse action on the Patriot League Network, powered by Campus Insiders.
So proudly we
All right, so just about to get started here at Tyler's Field. Let's get you the starting lineups real quick again. For Lehigh, it's Wilcox, Beausoleil, Scott, Dampman, Ridoliato, Paytis, Sikonic, Durazio, LeBeau, Fitzpatrick, Abramczyk, and Garden. For Colgate, Garayak, Siciliano, Speck, Fisher, Bowles, Flood, Berglund, Ark, Norden, Frost, White, and Murray. Let's talk about the goalkeepers. In goal for the Lehigh Mountain Hawks, wearing the number 17, the senior from Yorktown Heights, New York, is Alexandra Fitzpatrick. 41 goals given up so far this year, give her 49 saves. Save percentage of about 55%. In net for the Raiders, the junior from Glenhead, New York, is Jenny Berglund, wearing the number 16. She's given up just over 11.5 goals per game, give her 38 saves, save percentage of about 42%. So Colgate 1-5 on the campaign, 0-1 in the Patriot League, missed the Patriot League postseason for the first time last year, looking to get back into it, into the expanded field in the Patriot League tournament this year, taking on a Mountain Hawks team that got off to a good start last week with a 10-4 win at home against Bucknell. Colgate in the preseason polls, one spot above the Mountain Hawks, teams coming in at 7th and 8th respectively. And so both of these teams looking at this match as a game that is certainly winnable. No common opponents for either of these two squads. So we're having a bit of technical problems here. So you're fine. All right, so apologies, couple issues there, as we're about to get set here for 60 minutes of lacrosse and a very important Patriot League matchup for both of these squads. Colgate, the home whites with the gray shorts, maroon trimming. Lehigh, the away browns with the gold shorts. Most of the players out there wearing leggings of some kind, as we're going to get the control here at center to start us off. Whistle's blown and we are underway here, and the control is won by Colgate, by Garayak. And Colgate looking for a quick start here through Ark. Ark straight to the goal, and she scores! 9 seconds into the game, Megan Ark grabs her first of the afternoon, and just like that, 1-0 to the Raiders. Just the start that Heather Young's squad wanted there. So give Ark the goal, and she's been on a hot streak. Give her 22 on the year so far. 1-0 Raiders, 9 seconds into the match. And it all started there with Lauren Garayak winning the draw. And she'll look to have that same success here and keep the Raiders going. Dream start for Colgate. See if Garayak can keep it going. It's flung up into the air. It'll be brought down by Ark. So Colgate controls again. Megan Ark's going to streak right to the goal. She dishes off. 2-0. Ark to White, and just like that, 19 seconds into the match, give the goal to White, give an assist to Ark. So Ark to White, 2-0 Raiders, 19 seconds into the match here. And for Heather Young's squad, pretty much as good of a start as you could have hoped for. Lehigh going to get some subs in here to add a bit more defensive pressure as Nicole Isdaner is onto the pitch here. It's a plastic pitch here at Tyler's Field. Looked like it was not too waterlogged, not raining incredibly hard. In fact, the rain has ceased since the game has started here. It was raining a bit harder earlier in the match. Lehigh gets their first possession of the match. It's Durazio. And now the Mountain Hawks are going to try and climb themselves back into this match. And the play has slowed down considerably here, as it's going to be taken down by Sikonic. Sikonic dishes back up. Lehigh getting a couple offensive subs back out onto the field, as that Colgate defense is going to look to hold strong here on the first Mountain Hawk possession of the match. 2-0 to the Raiders very early on in this second Patriot League contest for both of these squads. So Lehigh looking to show some patience here. Double team there, chases her out. And it's swung around, cutting now to the goal. Shot was wide. That off the stick of Sekonic. It's going to stay with the Mountain Hawks here. And the referees are going to talk this one over. So the shot came in there from Carly Sekonic, the junior attack. And we're discussing here with the referees again, Aline James, Devin Holcomb, and Lisa Volland, to see who gets to keep the ball. And it looks like it's going to stay with the Mountain Hawks here. And we're going to check that. It's going to be Colgate's ball. So Colgate gets the ball, and they're going to have their first attempt for a clear here. And it looks like they will be successful. So Joe Redfern not happy with the call there as the ball is knocked out but picked up by the Raiders. This is Taylor Fisher, the sophomore, on the ball now. Dodges around a few defenders. Enters the offensive third. Is forced back out. Has two on her. But she gets rid of the ball. Flood on it now. Flood with some space. Trying to line up a shot, can't find one, goes back behind the cage, and now Colgate will look to reset and get their half-court offense, so to speak, going for the first time here in this match, up 2-0, thanks to goals from White and Ark. Not necessarily in that order. Garayak now tries to cut to the goal, is forced out. Colgate resets again. Ark on the ball. She dishes across the field. And now cutting back. Ball's on the ground. So the loose ball there. Caused by LeBeau. And Lehigh gets their first turnover and is going to try and bring it back out to the offensive end. Get a whistle there. And Lehigh with the quick restart. Cutting for the cage now, but dishing it back behind are the Mountain Hawks. Berglund came out to challenge and gets a big save there. So a bit of a defensive breakdown there for the Raiders, but Jenny Berglund, aware to it, gets out to challenge. And Colgate maintains possession here, as well as a 2-goal lead, as the wind is starting to pick up, coming a bit from left to right here at Tyler's Field. And that's a turnover. Berglund short on that one, and now Lehigh has a 3-on-2 opportunity. Sekonic cutting towards the cage. She's forced out. Good cover defense there by the Raiders, but the turnover is going to lead to a chance here. The shot was blocked, I believe, on the way through. Redoliato with the chance there, and a whistle is blown here. It'll stay with the Mountain Hawks. A bit of snow starting to blow onto the pitch here at Tyler's Field. 26-10 showing on the clock away to my left as Lehigh maintains possession here. They've had much of the ball so far, but not been able to do much with it. Berglund with a big save there and a chance for Redoliato not going, and Colgate gets a bit fortunate there as slipping was the defender. But the referee makes the call and is going to stop play. So reset for the Mountain Hawks. With just about 4.5 played in this first half here at Tyler's Field. Glad you can join us for this Patriot League matchup on the Patriot League Network, guys. Cutting towards the net and burying it to cut the deficit to 1 is Allison LeBeau there, the freshman from Mountain Lakes, New Jersey. And just like that, 2-0 becomes 2-1. So LeBeau unassisted, and just the answer Lehigh wanted there to cut the deficit. 2-1 here is our score. And we'll come back to center. Garayak to take the draw. I believe that's LeBeau facing her. Apologies, can't see the number from here. Of course, Colgate now wearing the home whites with the big maroon numbers on them as opposed to their preseason scrimmage jerseys, which had very small gray numbers on them, which were impossible to see. As this one is picked up by Garayak. She's able to scoop up the loose ball, and Colgate maintains possession. Spinning for the net there was Fisher, unable to find anything. She's forced out, gives to White. White dishes back up top, and Flood will try and reset things. Flood has a step, looks for the shot, and scores! Allison Flood, first of the game, 3-1. So give Allison Flood her 7th of the season. 3-1, Flood unassisted. So the perfect answer for Colgate there, with just under 25 minutes to be played in this first half here at Tyler's Field. So the 2-goal cushion is restored. On a chilly afternoon here in Hamilton. And if I keep saying that it's chilly, forgive me, because it's a bit worse than that, and getting a bit worse than that, as the draw will be taken at center here. The control, rather. It's up in the air. It's going to be a procedural foul on Lehigh, I believe. And so Colgate will control the ball off the whistle there. So Garayak on it now. 2 defenders on her. Good strength to avoid the check there. She had a few players open, unable to find him. She's going to take it towards the cage herself. Reaches the fan, but is forced out. And so Colgate will try and reset and hold on to some possession here. Flood now. She passes to White. Colgate trying to work a bit of a set play here. White looking for someone, can't find anyone. She eventually gets rid of it and cuts towards the cage herself. This is Callan Murray. Murray unable to find any space either. Lehigh defense, it's only given up 9 goals a game so far in this campaign, and they showing some patience here. Patience on both sides, as possession is all Colgate's getting. No real shot opportunities on this attempt. Arc now draws the triple team, finds the open man, and a big save there by Fitzpatrick. But Colgate maintains possession off the rebound, so Fitzpatrick with a big save. Another look through. We're going to have a foul called. And I think Colgate's going to get a free opportunity here right from the top of the fan, and it looks like it's going to be Garayak. So Garayak stares down Fitzpatrick. Looks like she left a little early there. The shot is over the top of the cage. It's going to go with Lehigh here. I'm not sure about that one, as Colgate looked like they had the backup there. But no such luck from the referees. And now Lehigh will get the ball back. I think the call actually there was a push, perhaps. Regardless, Lehigh on the ball. Down 2, 22-40, just about, remaining in half number 1. Triple team there, and well done to get out of it there by DeRazio. So Lehigh trying to get the clear here. They'll get a bit of a sub in. Redoliato out onto the pitch. Good look in there. Berglund had to come up big, and she did somehow, as the Mountain Hawks nearly had a chance from right on top of the crease to cut back into this Colgate lead. No such luck for the Mountain Hawks, but they maintain possession. LeBeau back to Garden. Back to LeBeau. So now Lehigh trying to work a play to find some space. The double comes. Big check there. Ball is on the ground, so a turnover and a ground ball there from Jenna Frost, showing why she got those preseason recognition and accolades. But a turnover through the middle of the field by Colgate there spurns her good work, and Lehigh is going to come right back. Except they're going to turn it over as Ark got a stick on that, but her pass attempt forward is into the turf, and it will be picked back up by Lehigh. Just about 10 minutes gone by in this first half. Aben's on it now. And Lehigh, I believe, will call timeout. So Joe Redfern wanting to talk this over. Just about 10 minutes gone by in half number one. So let's take a look at the schedule here for the Colgate Raiders. Next match is against Bucknell. That is here on the 22nd. 1 o'clock start here at Tyler's Field. And next, a midweek non-conference game against St. Bonaventure on the 25th at 4 o'clock. Both of those games will be live streamed on the Patriot League Network. And a trip down to Annapolis on the 29th to take on the Midshipmen. Then 2 home games in a row and 2 big home games against some of the newcomers. Loyola on the 5th of April and Boston University on the 9th of April. And then Colgate goes on the road for their final 3 contests at Lafayette on the 12th, at Binghamton on the 16th, and then close out the Patriot League slate at American on the 19th. So certainly a game Colgate's got circled on the schedule here against the Mountain Hawks, team picked below them in the preseason poll. And if Colgate wants to get back into the Patriot League postseason, they're going to want to pick up some wins, as many wins as possible, obviously. But here at home against Lehigh, certainly a game the Raiders are going to want to win. So the Mountain Hawks back out onto the pitch here. Bit of wind starting to pick up now, blowing sort of left to right, sort of across the field towards the cameras here. As Lehigh will maintain possession rather. Referee making sure everyone right where they were, and we're back to the action here. So let's see what the Mountain Hawks can do coming out of the timeout. Garden on it. Bit of an isolation play as a lot of the Mountain Hawks down by the goal. And out of the timeout, Lehigh grabs one back. It's Lauren Beausoleil. 3-2 our score here. So Beausoleil unassisted. 20:10 showing on the clock. 3-2 is our score. So the timeout works as Jill Redfern drew something up there. And the Mountain Hawks come right back to cut the lead to 1. So we'll have the control here. We'll see who can come up with it. Colgate had success winning the first 2 draws, not much since then. But that one is won by the Raiders. Bowles able to come up with it. She's going to try and streak towards the cage, instead is pushed back behind it, and now Colgate will try and get something going here through Monica White. White working with Murray. Murray tries to spin, the double is there, good check, and Lehigh comes back with the ball. Murray's going to get whistled for an infraction there. So Colgate, a quick turnover here, and Lehigh's going to come right back. Mountain Hawks have had most of the possession so far, but not the lead on the scoreboard, and that's the only thing that counts, but they're going to try and do something about that here. 3-2, 19:15 showing on the clock. Beausoleil. Dampman on it, and she dishes to the near side for LeBeau. LeBeau tries to cut to the cage. It's being pushed out. That Colgate defense is holding strong so far, but let's see if the Mountain Hawks can wear them down a bit here. Berglund was out. She gets back into the cage. And Lehigh will maintain control of the ball here. Not getting many shooting opportunities, but patience is the name of the game. Pass, good stutter step moves there, and we are tied up. Give the goal to Dampman. So unassisted, give the goal to Krista Dampman, the freshman from Garden City, New York. Jenny Berglund unable to find that one, so patience pays off for the Mountain Hawks. And if you're Colgate, I think you got to start wondering, do you try and hold on to possession to give your defense a bit of a breather here, because it's been either quick goals or quick turnovers for the most part on the offensive side of the ball. So Colgate getting a couple substitutions in here. Has the center control here. About to get us back into play. 18:09 on the clock. 3-3. It's picked up by Colgate again through arc. And let's see if she cuts straight towards the cage or tries to hold on to it. She's forced out and lost the ball. So this Lehigh defense brought their checking sticks today. So they've caused several turnovers here in the last few minutes. Player was forced out there, and Lehigh maintains possession, but the pass through the middle of the pitch here is nearly turned over, but well done there by Garden to hold on to it. Garden takes a check there. Whistle blows. And she will get a free opportunity here as Frost forced to retreat, but she's able to recover as Lehigh was trying to get a sub in, trying to get Verdeliado back out onto the pitch. 17 minutes showing on the clock in period number 1 here at Tyler's Field. Glad you can join us for this Patriot League matchup on the Patriot League Network, powered by Campus Insiders. So a lot of movement down by the cage. It's sprung a couple players so far, and doing it all on her own there was Allison LeBeau. And LeBeau was fouled, and so she'll have a free attempt here at the edge of the fan. So she stares down. Berglund is cut off quickly. The shot's off the post and in. Lehigh first lead of the match. Give the goal to LeBeau, her second by my count. And a 3-1 lead becomes a 4-3 deficit for the Raiders. 16:30 showing on the clock here. And so again, it's been that Lehigh defense creating a bunch of turnovers here. So LeBeau, unassisted, 4-3 is the score here. Colgate looks a little rattled on the defensive end, as they've not been able to cause any turnovers or to hang on with the Lehigh half-court offense, if you'll forgive the basketball expression. Colgate's had success on the draws, though. That one nearly won by Speck, but it's instead going to be picked up by Beausoleil. So Lehigh right back at it, and Colgate's got to be careful here not to let the Mountain Hawks start to run away with this one. Still very early, of course, in the match. In lacrosse, such a game of momentum, you don't want to let your opponent start to get on a roll. And if you would like to nominate me for most obvious statement of the year, I'm sure you can find a place online to do that. So back to it are the Mountain Hawks, cutting towards the cage with some speed. The shot down low, 5-3. I believe give the goal there to Kendall Garden. Get confirmation on that in just a second. The Colgate defense looks a little bit shell-shocked here. So I was right, Kendall Garden with the goal first of the day. The sophomore from Maryland grabs her first of the afternoon. 5-3 to score, just about the halfway point of the first half here on a continually frigid day here in Hamilton. It's gone from chilly to frigid, I can say with some certainty, up here in the unsheltered press box, the unsheltered part of the press box at least. Wind has stopped a little bit in the last few minutes. I'm sure it'll pick up again, blowing through the Shenango Valley here. So if Colgate wants to get back into this one, it's going to start right here off the draw, and it's going to be picked up by the Raiders. It's Allison Flood on the ball, on the recovery there. She goes down to Murray. And big chance for the Raiders here to stop some of this Lehigh momentum. That's not going to do it as the pass through traffic bounces off the stick of Kreitler. And Lehigh gets it back. So Lehigh still with the ball here, as we are now definitely into the second half of this first frame here at Tyler's Field. 14:45 showing on the clock. Lehigh has had success on the clears for the most part, as this one is carried forward by DeRazio. So well done by DeRazio to get into the offensive side of things. And now the Mountain Hawks continue to press on the offensive side of the ball. Sakonic on it. Cutting towards the cage, the sidearm delivery is top shelf there. Carly Sakonic, by my recognition here, we'll get confirmation on that in just a second. And we're going to get a timeout called by the Raiders here. Lehigh, 5 unanswered goals. So Suknik with the goal there. So Colgate's going to talk it over. 5 unanswered for the Mountain Hawks. Lacrosse, again, such a game of momentum here, and it's all swinging in the direction of the ladies in the brown and gold. And so we'll see what Heather Young has to say to her squad. Berglund Made a couple good saves early on. Hasn't been able to do much on most of these shots in the last few attempts for Lehigh. On the other end, Alexandra Fitzpatrick has stood tall, not given up a goal in some time. Take a look at the Patriot League standings. Navy on the top, as well as Lehigh, Holy Cross, and Boston University, everybody only having played once. But the midshipmen 7-0. Overall, Lehigh is 3-3, Holy Cross 3-5, and Boston University 1-4. Loyola hasn't played a game yet in the Patriot League, 2-4 otherwise. Lafayette, American, Colgate, and Bucknell all 0-1. The Leopards 3-3, Eagles 2-5, Raiders 1-5, and Bucknell winless. All those overall records, of course. So coming off of the Lehigh goal, Colgate's going to really have to try and get something going offensively. And I think that's going to start with not turning the ball over if they can win the center control here. Bit more snow starting to come down onto the pitch. Doesn't appear to be accumulating, which is good. Good for the players, at least. That one is won by Lehigh, so after the whistle here, Mountain Hawks will maintain possession. That was LeBeau with the pickup. And Colgate again has to be very careful here. LeBeau streaking towards the cage. Ball's checked out, but she's able to regather. Yellow, the call from the Lehigh bench as a whistle blows. And Lehigh comes right back to it. Another chance. Shot is wide there. It was Sukonic. And it will be, I believe, Colgate's ball here via Berglund. So Berglund able to get possession of that ball. She's going to try and dodge forward. Sends the pass backward. And Colgate dodges a bullet there, able to keep this deficit at 3. For the time being, at least. And we're going to get a penalty there. And it looks like a yellow card is going to be shown. That will be to Sukonic. So she will take a seat. So contact to the head there. Lehigh down a player here. So chance wasted there. Wasted opportunity for the Raiders there as the ball goes out of play. And it will be picked up again on the near sideline. A lot of lines out here on the pitch here at Tyler's Field, as you may have noticed. It's also the home to field hockey as well as some men's lacrosse games when Andy Kerr is unavailable for some reason. $11:50 just about left in half number 1. So Lehigh holding on to the ball here. Colgate trying to get some double teams here and trying to win the ball back. But Lehigh doing a very good job of moving it around. Trying to see out this penalty to Sukonic. Colgate looks like they're not going to get this ball back unless they can really ramp up the pressure here. It might happen here as the trap nearly works, but a combination of White and Murray unable to get on the end of it. Lehigh able to change the point of attack, and streaking down now is Durazio. She backs it out once she gets towards the fan, towards the arc rather. And the penalty set to expire in just a few seconds, I believe. So Lehigh back to full strength. Well done there by the Mountain Hawks to maintain possession for the length of that penalty. Missed opportunity by the Raiders. And we will have a stoppage as the referee being very precise with where she's having all the players locate themselves. 6-3 our score, just about 10 minutes remaining in the first half here at Tyler's Field. Lehigh scored 5 unanswered to take this 3-goal advantage and are looking to add to it here. But Berglund able to see that one all the way. Gets the stick out there to nab that one out of midair, and bullet dodged by the Raiders as they're going to try and get something going offensively. They have had very little success since the opening moments of this match. Bit of a scoring drought here. Jill Redfern having some words with the referee on the near side. Not happy about something. And Colgate will maintain possession of the ball here. Fisher now tries to cut towards the cage. Colgate's had trouble holding on to the ball in the offensive zone. Lehigh sticks very active, especially on the Colgate attack. Cutting for the cage is Flood. She's forced out. She'll go backward to Garayak. Garayak towards the cage. Big save there by Fitzpatrick. Chance wasted for the Raiders there, as Alexandra Fitzpatrick has come up real big a couple times here in this first half, of which there is 8:40 remaining. And Lehigh able to clear successfully. Trying to turn defense to offense here are the Mountain Hawks, so they will back it out to Abens. Now the Mountain Hawks will reset. Getting a bit of a sub package here. Redeliato out onto the pitch. Enters the offensive zone, and now the Mountain Hawks will try and get something going with 8 minutes left in half number 1. Colgate nearly got caught on a double team there, but the slide was a good one. A good look into the fan, and we're going to have a foul call, and so a big chance here for Lehigh to grab goal number 7. It's going to be Dampman. Straight on to Bergman. And she scores to the left side of Jenny Berglund. It's 6 unanswered for the Mountain Hawks. And Colgate's in a little bit of trouble defensive. So the free position goal there to Krista Dampman. Her second of the day. So unassisted by number 7, goal number 7, 7:39 left in the half. 6 unanswered goals for Lehigh. A couple of them coming from the free position, but Colgate has had a lot of trouble, A, holding on to the ball, and B, getting it back once they've lost it. So they will try and get back into the swing of things here from the center control. Big moment in the match here. Nearly won by Lehigh, eventually won by Lehigh. That's LeBeau beating Speck to the ball. Check that, Kreitler to the ball. Kreitler will head to the bench to get Sarah Bowles back on. So purple to call from the Lehigh bench. I'm sure that means more to them than it does to me. As with 7 minutes left in the first half, they look to increase their lead from 7. Berglund was out quickly. She has to retreat and does. Good look through the center of the fan there. The shot was off the post, but the whistle had blown before it was taken. I think Lehigh's going to have another free position chance. So it's going to be Kendall Garden here against Jenny Berglund. She cut straight to the goal. Tried to bounce that in, but it's well wide. And Colgate will recover on the backside. So another bullet dodged there by the Raiders. 6:30 remaining in the first half. Colgate D looks a little rattled here. Good check there through the middle of the field there. That was by Garden, but it's going to be recovered by Colgate. This is Kreitler. Good look there, and in space on the far side are the Raiders with a chance here. I believe that was Flood on the far side. Flag was nearly down there, but the whistle was blown. Speck trying to cut through, unable to find it, so now I'll have a free position chance here for Kreitler. Kreitler dodges to the cage and scores. So it's back to a 3-goal deficit for the Raiders. So Isabel Kreitler, a freshman from Fairfield, Connecticut, grabs the free position goal. Colgate stops the bleeding, for the moment at least. First goal in quite some time for the Raiders. And it comes from the free position, so well done there to Kreitler to cut through and cause the foul to be called and then to convert on the free position chance. Colgate coming into the game 10 for 24 on free position opportunities, giving up 14 out of 26. They've given up a few so far today. And Berglund, who is giving up 11.5 per game so far this year, not had much she can do about a lot of these goals. But certainly a couple she may have wanted a second stab at least. 5:40 here on the clock in half number 1. Colgate, I think, would be lucky to get to the half, only down 3 here, as Lehigh has seen most of the ball and most of the chances in the early goings of this Patriot League match. Don't want to say any game's a must-win so early in the season, but a game certainly both these teams want to have. A good look through the middle there, but the pass wasn't equal to the chance, and Colgate gets the turnover that they need with just about 5 minutes left in the frame. So Berglund forward for Garayak. Frost on it now. She's forced to retreat, doesn't really have anyone to pass to, eventually finds a teammate. And now cutting forward is Callan Murray. She's fouled and will maintain possession here. Quick pass forward. She's able to find Fisher there. Fisher showing some strength to ward off the defender, to ward off DeRazio. And now Colgate with 4:25 here is going to try and climb back into this match. 7-4 our score. Colgate scored the last one after Lehigh grabbed 6 straight. And now the Raiders with a chance here to cut the deficit to 2, heading towards the break. Murray draws the double. Held on to it a bit too long, but the whistle is blown, and so she'll have a free position opportunity. Not a great angle for a shot and a bit far, so she will dish back out to Megan Ark. Ark had the first one, hasn't had one since. Below her usual clip. And we're going to get, I believe, an illegal screen perhaps called there. It's going to be a foul on Colgate regardless, and a turnover there gives Lehigh the ball back. So not what the Raiders wanted there. Again, a chance to cut the lead down, and they're going to get called for another foul there. And I believe it's going to lead to a yellow card there. So Garayik's going to take a seat. Get you the official call on what the penalty was in just a second, but Garayik takes a seat with the yellow. So Garayik with the yellow, and now Lehigh with the man advantage to try and get to halftime with that 4-goal lead restored, or at least maintain the 3-goal advantage. Under 3 minutes remaining in the first half. Sekonic tried to cut to the cage. That was there, but was forced out. 2:30 showing on the clock. Good pass, good look, but the shot wasn't there. It was a great cut through the top of the crease area by Dampman, but the shot left something to be desired. It's going to be recovered by Lehigh, though. Colgate dodges another bullet there. 2 minutes, just about. 31, the call from the bench here, from the Lehigh bench, down to my left. Garden has a good look, and again, Lehigh, a lot of success cutting right to the top of the crease. Last 2 attempts haven't scored, but they've had success on that. Several of their 7 goals, and a lot more of their attempts coming from right in front of Berglund's face as we hit 90 seconds remaining in half number 1. So Garayik is released. Colgate back to full strength. Whistle is blown. We'll see what the call is. And I think we're going to get it's going to be a free position attempt here for Paytas. Berglund saw it all the way. And it remains 7-4. So Paytas with the free opportunity right from the center of the fan, but unable to convert as Berglund made the save. And going down somewhat dramatically there was Megan Ark, but she was pushed. And so with 60 seconds on the clock, Colgate will hold on to the ball. So chance again for the Raiders. One might say somewhat undeserved, as they had the chance to only go down, to go into halftime only down 2. But a good check there. It's going to be picked up by Garayik. Crowd wanted a foul, not going to get one. 40 seconds remaining. Lehigh rotation was a bit slow there, but they're able to reset. As this is Fisher. It's O'Brien had the ball there. Good look through the crease looking for Ark. Colgate again trying those passes through a lot of traffic, but haven't been able to find anyone. Cutting for the crease. And getting stoned was Ark. So well done from Fitzpatrick to get out there and read that one. And I think Lehigh is going to be content to see this one out. So the horn will sound. Chances for the Raiders at the end of the half there. But Fitzpatrick stands strong to it. 7-4 is our score. We're going to take a break here for about 8 minutes, and then we'll get you back for the second half here at Tyler's Field. You are watching Patriot League Lacrosse on the Patriot League Network, powered by Campus Insiders. We'll see you on the other side.
The Patriot League, today's scholar athlete, tomorrow's leaders.
Loyola men's lacrosse picked up a huge top 20 win on Sunday and moved up to number 2 in the nation in the Inside Lacrosse poll, while the rest of the league faced off in the third week of Patriot League play. That included the Army Black Knights, who moved into a first-place tie with the Greyhounds at 2-0. The Greyhounds hosted then number 4 Duke on CBS Sports Network on Sunday, and trailing 4-3 in the second quarter, Matt Sawyer scored to start a 7-1 run that gave Loyola a 10-5 lead midway through the third. The Greyhounds added another 4 goals in the fourth quarter to close out the 14-7 win.
You know, it was just the next game on our schedule. I think our mindset right now is just kind of focusing on the next practice, the next day, what's going to be our next challenge, and that sort of thing. Obviously, a win against a top 5 team in the country is big for us and big for our program and give us a lot of confidence going the rest of the way. But I think our minds are kind of off that game now, and we're trying to refocus now.
Sawyer finished with 6 goals in the contest, while Nico Pontrello added another 5 to his league best total of 24 goals. For goalkeeper Jack Runkle, the offense is looking great.
They have those types of days on me in practice, so I'm not quite surprised that they went off in games. Especially Nico, he's been playing really well in practice, and some of his dodges have our defense scratching their heads on what to do. We kind of switch it up on him and give him different looks, and I think it's making him better and it's making us better.
In Patriot League action, Lehigh fell behind 1-0 at Bucknell in the first quarter, but 9 straight goals lifted the Mountain Hawks to a 9-3 win on Saturday. Dan Taylor scored 4 goals.
The major awards are out in men's basketball, and for the third time in 4 years, the Player of the Year trophy goes to a Bucknell player, as senior Cameron Ayers earned the honor for the first time in his career. He helped the Bison roll off 6 straight wins to close the season, averaging better than 16 points per game in league play. Ayers was second in the league in scoring with 15.5 points per game and 6 in three-pointers with 16. American boasted a pair of award winners, with Tony Roblicki being named the Defensive Player of the Year after finishing second in the league in rebounding and blocks. And with Mike Brennan being named the Coach of the Year after leading the Eagles to the number 2 seed in his first year at the helm in Washington, D.C. Lehigh's Tim Kempton won the Rookie of the Year award, finishing 9th in the league in scoring with 13.2 points per game and 3rd with 7 rebounds per game. Ayers and Roblicki also were among the 5 players named Patriot League First Team All-League. Let's take a quick look at the other first team honorees. Holy Cross senior Dave Dudzinski was 3rd in scoring with 15.3 points per game and 1st in rebounding with 7.5 boards per game. He also shot 47.6% from the floor for the Crusaders. Boston U sophomore Maurice Watson Jr. averaged 13.4 points per game, but he was more known for his assists, averaging 6.6 a game, dishing out 206 in 31 contests. He also led the league in steals with 65. Army sophomore Kyle Wilson led the league in scoring with 18.2 points per game, draining 60 three-pointers. He shot 43.8% from beyond the arc. For the full list of award winners, go to PatriotLeague.com. The tournament quarterfinals will be live on PatriotLeague.tv, while the semifinals and championship games will be live on CBS Sports Network. For the Patriot League Network, I'm Melanie Pulaski. Major awards are out in women's basketball, and it was Army's Kelsey Minato bringing home the hardware for the 2nd year in a row. A year after becoming the league's first player and rookie of the year, the sophomore won the 2014 Player of the Year award after leading the league with 21.6 points per game. Hey everyone, I'm Melanie Plowski, and it's time for the Patriot League tournament season. But first, we have all league awards to hand out, and Kelsey Minato was the big winner for a second straight season. After leading the Black Knights to the second seed in the tournament, the second-year player gave all the credit to her teammates.
For me, it's just a reminder of who I'm surrounded with in terms of my teammates, the coaching staff, the fans. Because for me, I realize that I don't get my points if Olivia Schretzman and Amy Warner don't set screens for me, or if Jen doesn't find me open. Right now, we're playing pretty well, and I guess this award is just a reminder that we're doing some things right. So for me, it's nice. I know for Coach and the team, it's nice too.
So Kelsey, what's this season been like for you?
It's been a lot of fun. For me, I just wanted to keep with the momentum that I had last year, and then just try and contribute in more ways to the team. I know we lost Anna Simmers, who was a big scoring threat for us last year, so I just tried to pick up the slack a little bit and get my teammates involved more and just kind of bring things to another level, because we have to. This league is a lot better than last year, and every game is a challenge for us, so we all knew that we needed to step up in order to be competitive.
And you have to be excited to get back into tournament play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We're definitely excited to get back in the tournament, and last year was a disappointment for us, the way we ended things, but we've moved on and we've learned from it, so we're all excited to play Thursday, but we just need to take each game at a time and just put all our focus on that game.
Well, Kelsey, thanks so much for joining us. Good luck in the tournament.
Thank you.
Minato wasn't the only player to haul in major awards on Tuesday. Last year's tournament MVP, Alex Membreno, was named the Defensive Player of the Year after leading Navy to the #1 seed in this season's tournament. She pulled down 6.4 rebounds per game, anchoring a defense that held opponents to 58.3 points per game. Her coach, Stephanie Pemper, was named the Coach of the Year for the second time in her career after leading the Mids to a 23-6 overall record and 15-3 in the league. Bucknell's Claire DeBoer led all freshmen with 9.8 points per game, earning the Rookie of the Year award. Her biggest moment of the season came on a buzzer-beating shot that forced overtime in a win at Holy Cross. Minato was one of 6 players named to the All-League First Team. Let's take a quick look at the First Team honorees. Senior Alexis Dobbs averaged 13.1 points and 4.5 assists per game for the American Eagles, leading them to the #3 seed in the tournament. Navy senior Jade Geif averaged 12.5 points and 8.5 rebounds per game, while shooting 53.5% from the floor. Navy senior Cara Pollinger averaged 13.9 points and 4.3 assists per game. She also led the league in three-point shooting percentage, making 46% of her shots, and she was tied for first with 81 made threes. Bucknell senior Shelby Romine averaged 15.3 points, 6.3 rebounds, and 4.3 assists per game, while making 41.7% of her shots from beyond the arc. Holy Cross senior Alex Smith averaged 13.7 points per game and led the league in assists per game with 147 in 29 games. She also tied for first in made threes with 81. For the full list of award winners, go to PatriotLeague.com.
And to follow the women's tournament live for free, log on to PatriotLeague.tv for the entire first 3 rounds of the tournament. The championship game on March 15th will be live on CBS Sports Network. For the Patriot League Network, I'm Melanie Plowski.
Warm up, but going to be rather windy. Let's get you some stats because everyone loves stats. 7-4 is our score going into the second half. Gives 17 total shots to Lehigh, 8 to Colgate. Ground balls tied at 9 apiece. 5 draw controls for Lehigh, 7 for Colgate. Lehigh 8 for 9 on their clears. Colgate only 5 for 8. Lehigh is 2 for 4 on free position shots. Colgate 1 for 1. Give 3 saves to Alexandra Fitzpatrick, 5 to Jenny Berglund. 7 fouls on the Mountain Hawks, 12 on Colgate. And then the big stat here, Lehigh 3 turnovers, but Colgate 9 turnovers. Goals from Krista Dampman with 2, Allison LeBowl with 2, Carly Sekonic with 1, Kendall Gardner with 1, Lauren Beausoleil with 1 for Colgate. Megan Ark, Allison Flood, Isabel Kreitler, and Monica White with the goals, giving assist to Megan Ark as well. So 30 more minutes of lacrosse to be played here, and then anything extra we might get as the 2 squads back out onto the pitch. Colgate again in the home whites, the maroon trim. Going to be left to right in this half. Lehigh, the away browns, the gold shorts. Most players out there wearing the leggings, only a few on either side, choosing to forego the long pants. The word on the street is that the Lehigh leggings don't actually do anything. So back to it here to get started in half number 2. 30 minutes for Colgate to make up 3 goals in what is a big Patriot League match for both of these squads. And right off the bat, we have a whistle, and it's going to be Colgate's possession here. So Garaik comes away with the ball. And she will look to spark a Colgate offense that sputtered a little bit in that first half. Scored 3 quick ones and then wasn't able to hold on to that yellow piece of rubber that drives these ladies' lives. Garaik coast to coast gets into the crease and puts Colgate right back into this game, 7-5. So 34 seconds gone by in the second half. So unassisted to Megan Garaik. Lauren Garaik, excuse me. Lauren Garaik, not Megan Garaik. My apologies there. My name is Anthony Tamburo, if you're wondering who to write email complaints about. Glad to have you with us here on the Patriot League Network, powered by Campus Insiders, of course. A lot of sports action going on for Colgate teams today. Softball in action after picking up 2 wins yesterday. Men's lacrosse down in Binghamton as we speak. I believe a 1-goal lead going towards halftime. Ryan Walsh with 2 in the first half at last check, as the ball is controlled here by Lehigh. Of course, Colgate men's hockey tonight in the quarterfinals of the ECAC tournament here at Star Rink. They won Game 1 against St. Lawrence 2-1 last night, looking to close out that series tonight and get to Lake Placid for the semifinals and inch 1 step closer to a national tournament at-large bid. Still plenty of work for them to do, still plenty of lacrosse to be played here at Tyler's Field. Again, the wind has let up a little bit in recent minutes, but it's still fairly cold. Players seem to be dealing with it okay. For the most part, we'll see how things change as we go along here in this second period of play. So Lehigh in that first half had a lot of success cutting to the cage, losing their defenders and finding open space. Could have been a lot worse had some of the passes to the cutting player or some of the shots from the cutting player were a little bit better. But as it stands, only a 2-goal advantage for the Mountain Hawks. Berglund saw that all the way, but it's going to be claimed by Lehigh. .27:30 on the clock here, as you can probably see in your computer or TV screen, or tablet perhaps, or smartphone, whatever you happen to be watching this on, although watching on a smartphone might be somewhat maddening, I would have to guess. Lehigh still on the ball, had a lot of possession in that first half and made it count. Berglund saw that all the way, so the shot there from Allison LeBeau. She goes low to the 5-hole, but Jenny Berglund sees it and gets down quickly to make the stop. Colgate's going to need a lot of that, and a chance here for the Raiders. Murray somehow was able to hold on to that one. She goes back out for Fisher, who tries a shot, bounces over the top of the cage, but Colgate will hold on to the ball. 26:30 on the clock. Murray again is forced out. She gives it to Flood. Flood being pushed out. The whistle's going to be blown here. And so Allison Flood will have a chance a bit far for a shot. Faked one, chooses to dish instead to Garayek. Garayek has her stick hit. She loses possession, but the whistle will blow. Again, Lehigh has brought their checking sticks today. Done a very good job of causing turnovers. 9 Colgate turnovers in that first half. Only 3 by the Mountain Hawks, but Colgate maintains possession here thanks to a blown whistle. And again, good stick work there from the Mountain Hawks. And we're going to get a whistle blown, and I think this one's going to stay with Lehigh. So the referees keeping those lips warm perhaps with the whistles. So we've seen a fair amount of calls here in this game, a yellow card apiece, and I think we're going to get another one here. So the yellow card going to be shown there to Fisher. So Taylor Fisher will take a seat, and now Lehigh with a man advantage. 0 for 1 so far.
25:03 of the second half. Colgate yellow card number 11, 25:03 second half.
So big chance for Lehigh to get back to a 3-goal lead here, as Colgate's going to have to try and kill off this penalty to Fisher. Not going to be able to do it, though, as another good pass into the crease is buried. 8-5 is our score here, so a man-up goal scored by the number 7, Dampman. So Dampman gets the hat trick. Give the assist there as well to Paytas. So Megan Paytas, the first Lehigh assist of the game. Dampman on the goal with the man advantage. And the 3-goal cushion is restored. 8-5 is the score. Now Lehigh only giving up just a shade over 9 goals a game. So if this keeps up, one might think that the Mountain Hawks are finding that recipe for success, but Colgate's going to try and come back and cut back into that lead. O'Brien on the ball now. And now with 24 minutes remaining, cutting for the cage and scoring, but the whistle had blown, was Ark. Crowd wants a card. I don't think they're going to get it. I think Ark would like to have the goal, but she's not going to get that either. So nobody with a Colgate persuasion is going to win here. And so instead, Ark is going to have a free position opportunity from the far side of the fan there. A lot of Lehigh players on the opposite side, so Ark might have a chance to sling one in. She takes it herself and buries it. over the top of Fitzpatrick. So Megan Ark, second of the day. And I'm sure that her name is Megan Ark there. So Ark, second of the day, the free position goal, 8-6 is our score, 19 unassisted, and with 24:10 remaining, it's still a game here at Tyler's Field. So big draw here, big control point for both of these squads. It'll be Avens for Lehigh. Can't see who it is for Colgate. I believe it's going to be Garayik, though. And yes, it is going to be Lauren Garayik. Flung up into the air and coming down with it like a basketball player with the rebound there was Flood. Whistle blows and we'll get a stoppage. And so Colgate with the chance to make it a 1-goal deficit. But they're going to have to score, which they've had trouble doing so far today, breaking this Lehigh defense, which has been very, very aggressive, causing turnovers. 10 turnovers caused by my count. Nearly going to have one there. A little less of a caused turnover, more of an unforced error there, as Garayik might want to check the stick to see if there are holes in it, as that one went right through her. So the turnover by the Raiders gives Paytas the ball, but it's down on the turf and picked up by Colgate. That's Kristen Norden. First time calling her name today with the ground ball there, and Colgate gets it back. And they've got 23 minutes to try and make something of this game and get their first Patriot League win of the season. Garayik now. Flood dodges to the cage. Big save there by Fitzpatrick. And Lehigh with the rebound. So Alexandra Fitzpatrick, the senior, a lot of good saves so far in this match, especially from right on top of her crease. Big part of why Lehigh has this 2-goal cushion, 8-6. Is our score here at Tyler's Field. Glad you can join us on the Patriot League Network, powered by Campus Insiders, of course. So Lehigh again going to try and get into a set offense here and find those cutters. Colgate, let's see if Heather Young and her coaching staff have had anything to say about cutting those out at the interval. Whistle is blown there. Cutting towards the net was Beausoleil, rather. And she will get a free position opportunity outside of the fan. And she chooses just to dish it down below the cage. 21:17 on the clock. Paytas tries to dive towards the cage, but she's pushed back from whence she came. Being defended closely there. It's Bowles on the defense there for the Raiders. And now the Mountain Hawks will try a different angle with 20:30 just about showing on the clock here. Dantman looking for her fourth. It's going to get called for a foul there, and I think Colgate's going to come away with the ball. Well, I know Colgate's going to come away with the ball. So turnover there. And Colgate right back to it on offense if they can clear this ball successfully. And it looks like Krista Norton's going to take it herself. Tries a look through traffic. It's picked up by Ark. Norton gets it back. Turns and has a shot. That one was saved. And a flag is down. So Colgate with a free position opportunity here. Can't tell who it is, apologies. Find out if she scores. Dodging towards the cage, we're going to have another one. And another free position opportunity for Colgate. I want to say that's O'Brien. I don't know for sure, though. But she tries a shot and scores, and it is O'Brien. So Mallory O'Brien, the freshman from nearby Liverpool, grabs the goal. So a free position goal from Mallory O'Brien. 8-7. Colgate's fought their way back into this match. So defense turns to offense there, and at the second bite of the apple on the free position opportunity, Colgate back into it. 8-7 Lehigh here at Tyler's Field. Colgate's played a lot of close games this year. The 10-8 loss against Hofstra and the 10-9 loss against Holy Cross coming to mind. And they're keeping it close here, but plenty of lacrosse to be played. 19:45 on the clock. So, if my count is right, that is O'Brien's first career goal. So congratulations to Mallory O'Brien for that one. And it couldn't have come at a better time. And now she's on the ball again here, but has it checked away by D'Orazio. And back come the Mountain Hawks. So Lehigh trying to restore that 2-goal cushion here. Getting a bit of a sub package in here. Garden on it now. Switches the point of attack. Lehigh with 3 players on the far side of the field near the crease. And now they will come back towards that side, towards the near side. Dampman tried to find some space, but is shoved out by Norton. Good check there as the ball is down and picked up and slung back to Berglund. So well done there by the Raiders to cause the turnover. And now they're going to have to try and clear with 18:20 left in regulation here at Tyler's Field. Kreitler's in some space. She's unable to cut to the goal, though. Takes it down behind the cage. Lost the ball, but the whistle is blown. So Murray on it now. Being defended closely by Abramczyk. Goes back up to the top for Garayak. Garayak with a good move to find some space. Tried to go 5-hole, but Fitzpatrick closes the door. Still 8-7. So Lehigh back with the ball here. $17 minutes remaining in the game, in regulation at least. Just noticed, if you were wondering, one of the Lehigh backup goalkeepers on the bench below me has a GoPro strapped to her helmet. I'm wondering if that's legal should she enter the game. That would be pretty interesting, I think. Maybe if you hit the GoPro, it counts as a goal. Probably some very good footage coming out of that. But back to the action here as Lehigh loses the ball. So Colgate's starting to get in on the action with the turnover causing. And here on the near side come the Raiders. But O'Brien unable to handle that pass. It will roll into the snow out of play, and Lehigh will get it back. So Garden goes back and gets it back. Garden and Beausoleil interchanging there. LeBeau now is doubled and loses the ball out of bounds. I think she wanted a call there from the ref, not going to get it. And with 15 minutes left, Colgate has it back, down 1. Allison Flood with some speed here. Doesn't have much to pass to on the offensive side as Colgate's still trying to get most of their players up the field. And a big check there. The whistle had blown, though. So Ark lost the ball, but she'll get it back after the blown whistle. And Colgate will hold on to the ball with under 15 minutes left in regulation here. Bowles now dodges, finds space, and ties the game. Sarah Bowles. So Bowles, the freshman, puts on a dodge, finds herself some space, and finds the back of the net, 5th of the season. And Colgate has tied the match here. So down 4 at one point, the Raiders have come storming back. And Lehigh will want to talk it over. So Jill Redfern calls a timeout. Colgate right back into this one. 3 straight goals by my count to tie things up here. And with 14:44 showing on the clock, this is a game again. Bit of a decent crowd here for a Saturday lacrosse match here in Hamilton. You may have heard me mention before, it's a bit chilly out here in central New York. Of course, spring break officially starting today for Colgate students. Some students staying on campus, some not, of course, many not, as you may have guessed, but these lacrosse players are here for the duration. I'm sure there's no team they'd rather be with, no group they'd rather be with than their teammates. So again, the Lehigh backup goalkeeper with the GoPro on her head. Pretty interesting, I would have to say. That's got to be a great camera angle. I've seen GoPros on the top of goalkeepers' heads in hockey. I know a few years ago, Marty Barone, the Rangers backup, wore a GoPro in the Winter Classic build-up. So that was some pretty good footage. So kudos to them, I guess, for thinking of that. So 8-8 here, 14:44 left in the half. Colgate with some new life in a game that they really, really want to win here. Again, a bit early to start calling things must-wins, but 0-1 in the Patriot League against a team ranked below you in the preseason poll here at home. Your Patriot League home opener Certainly a game you want to get a W in. And a big part of the comeback effort here in the second half has been cutting down the turnovers. Again, 9 turnovers in that first half. Not quite as much in this one. I believe 1 or 2, at least down in the offensive zone. And credit to the defense, they've sorted out the Lehigh cuts, those low cuts right in front of the crease that were really giving the Raiders trouble in that first half. No such luck so far in the second, but plenty of lacrosse still to be played. Flood finds some space, but is shepherded out. And we'll go back behind the net for Kreitler. Good check there. And the whistle blows. Are going to call a trip. And so a free position opportunity. Sweep for Isabel Kreitler. Right at the edge of the fan to try and give Colgate their first lead since 3-2. But the whistle blew. That was a good look, as White is wide open. Monica White wide open right in front of the cage. She gets it again, and Fitzpatrick stones her. So White tried to go to the far side, stick side high. And Alexander Fitzpatrick having a game here. Big save there. So back to it on the defensive side of things for the Raiders here, as Lehigh tries to regain the advantage. 12:55 left on the clock here at Tyler's Field. Paytas. Sikonic. And now Redoliato. Garden cuts to the cage. 3 on her. Gets around all of them and scores. So Garden buries it, restores the lead for the Mountain Hawks. Her second of the day. 9-8 is our score. 12:15 left in regulation here. So Colgate gets back into the game, ties it up. But then, off the stick of Garden, Lehigh takes the lead right back. So 9-8, 12:15 remaining. So another center control draw here. It's going to be Avens for Lehigh. And Garayak for Colgate. It was up in the air. That was actually Sarah Bowles taking the draw there and winning it for Colgate. She's got about 75 brown shirts around her and is able to dish it out, so Colgate with a chance to come back and tie this match once again with just under 12 minutes remaining. Megan Ark has been held quiet by this Lehigh defense so far today. Gets out of a jam, gets out of the double team, takes a spill, but the whistle had blown, and so Ark will have another chance. A lot of traffic going to close down in front of the cage there, so Let's see what Ark comes up with here. Fakes the shot and retreats. She'll swing it to Flood. And now Colgate will reset through O'Brien. Tries to cut to the near side, but is pushed out. Still maintaining possession is O'Brien. She'll pass to Flood. Flood finds a space and hits the post. Should stay with Colgate as the ball rolls into the snow on the far side there. So Flood ringing one off the upright. Remains 9-8, 10:30 left, and we're going to have a timeout called by Colgate. So Heather Young wants to talk it over. So this game has gone back and forth. Colgate jumped out to a quick 2-0 lead within 30 seconds of the start of the match. It was brought back to 2-1, then 3-1, and then Lehigh went on a run, scoring 6 unanswered to make it 7-3. Colgate gets it to 7-4, and that's where we head to the half at 7-4. Lehigh grabs number 8. Colgate comes back to tie it. And then Garden scores to give the lead. To give Lehigh the lead, excuse me. Got other conversations in the press box up here, trying to not listen to them. Big Patriot League match here, as both of these teams looking to stay on track, looking to get into the postseason. Colgate missed the Patriot League Lacrosse postseason for the first time last year. And now in an expanded format this year with the additions of Boston University and Loyola. It won't get any easier with the addition of those two programs. Very storied programs, and Loyola, of course, getting the most votes for the preseason poll, finishing number 1. I think Ark had a problem there. She might have a cut or something on the leg, I believe. And she's going to need a sub. So we'll find out just what's up with Megan Ark as she's down below us receiving treatment for something. I think she's just going to need to get something bandaged up. Garayik out to take her place. And so we'll keep you informed on that as soon as something happens. Good look through the middle and tie game. Sarah Bowles notches the goal. And we are tied at 9 here. So Bowles grabs her second of the day by my count. That's her 6th of the year. I think we're giving an assist to Fisher there, if I'm not mistaken. And with 10-12 remaining, we are tied at 9. So Colgate answers right back. Let's see if Ark is back out there. I don't think she is. No, she's still getting bandaged up here on the near sideline. So another draw here at center. Couple players reaching for it, still bouncing around. Nearly picked up by Lehigh. Couple players fighting for it, and eventually it's picked up by Sarah Bowles. So Keitler on it now. Dodges through the cage and scores. Isabel Kreitler gives Colgate their first lead since 3-2. It's 10-9. And just like that, so Isabel Kreitler unassisted, 10-9. Colgate gets the lead right back. So under 10 minutes to play, plenty of lacrosse. And the way this game's been going, wouldn't be surprised if Lehigh scores in the next 5 seconds to tie this thing up again. Two very, very even teams here, two very hungry teams, both of them desperately looking to get a W here. Colgate looking to get their first Patriot League win of the campaign and to snap a 2-game losing skid. Lehigh, of course, last time out, an overtime loss against Bryant, but before that a 10-4 win at home against Bucknell in their Patriot League opener. Couple players fighting for the draw. It's eventually going to be picked up on the far side, and that's picked up by Beausoleil. So Colgate with the lead now. Let's see if they can hold on to it. Durazio is doubled at midfield, but is able to get rid of the ball. And Lehigh will come right back. So Ark is back out onto the pitch, if you were wondering. So she just got herself patched up, presumably. Ball's on the ground, but it was knocked out illegally, and Lehigh will have a free position opportunity here. This is Paytas. Paytas goes backwards with it, and the Mountain Hawks will reset. LeBeau switches the field. LeBeau gets it back. Flag's going to be down. It's picked up, and we're tied again. It's a goal scored by Lehigh. 10-10 here, 7:47 remaining in regulation. Back and forth we go. So unassisted, that goal goes to Allison LeBeau. So give her the hat trick. 10-10 now. And what'd I tell you? Both these teams desperately wanting this game, and it shows. Lehigh refusing to release the stranglehold on this. Colgate refusing to go away. And so now a very big draw to be taken here. It's Greig and Abens as the wind starts to pick up coming across the field. Directly towards the camera in the commentary position. It's up in the air. Greig had a chance to pluck it out, and it's eventually going to fall down and be picked up by Colgate, who will now streak towards the cage with O'Brien. So big moment in the match here for Colgate. White now. White's been quiet so far today. Had a goal early on, not much since. See if she can conjure something here. Being defended closely by Scott. Turns, finds some space, finds a shot, but it's wide. After a couple players scrum for it, Colgate holds on to it, 6:47 left. Not an incredible amount of movement from the Colgate attack here. Trying to set up Kraitler, but she has her stick checked and loses the ball. And back come the Mountain Hawks. Streaking forward is Paytas. Finds a man wide open through the middle. Big check there. So a saving, possibly a game-saving check there from Jenna Frost. Again, the preseason All-Patriot League member, showing exactly why. Coming up big when Colgate needed her to. And with 5:40 on the clock, back come the Raiders through Isabel Kraitler. She has some space, just dishes down towards the cage, and it will roll out of play on the far side. Mountain Hawks ball. So we're just about at 5 minutes here in what has been a very entertaining match here on the Patriot League Network, powered by Campus Insiders. Glad you can join us from Tyler's Field here in Hamilton, New York. And we get a timeout called. So teams will talk it over with 5 minutes remaining. Timeout taken by Lehigh. So again, looking ahead at the schedule, Colgate taking on Bucknell next week here at Tyler's Field. That a 1 o'clock start. You can watch that on the Patriot League Network, as well as the match against the Bonnies of St. Bonaventure on the 25th at 4 o'clock. Then down to Annapolis to take on Navy on the 29th. Then in April on the 5th, here against Loyola on the 9th. Here against Boston University on the 12th at Lafayette. 16th down at Binghamton, and closing out the regular season down in D.C. against the Eagles of American at 1 o'clock. All those games available via GoColgateRaiders.com and the live stream, and you can check out the Twitters and all that kind of stuff to find out all the stats and information that you could possibly want. And with 5 minutes left here, 5 minutes and 1 second left in regulation here, we are tied at 10. Lehigh on the ball now. Don't want to say next goal wins, but might be close. Paytas. LeBeau. Spinorama there from Sikonic, but Berglund saw her all the way and comes up to big save. Big look out. Good dish there from Berglund. She was able to find Norden, and Berglund will come back with it. So the long pass out goes to waste a little bit. 4 minutes left. Berglund all the way to midfield, gets it ahead, and now Colgate going to try and start something offensively. Again, Monica White, one of the senior leaders on this team, very quiet today. Watched very closely by Kelly Scott. And now with 3:40, a bit of strategy comes into play here. Do you perhaps hold for a last shot and then say, fine, we'll go to overtime where its next goal wins anyway? Or do you keep playing the way you've been playing? And if you are Heather Young's squad, that's what you got to figure out. With 3:20 remaining in regulation here. That's a look for White. Not a good look, I gotta say. I don't think she would have been able to do anything with it anyway after she had received it. But good work there by Colgate to maintain possession. It was Norden who streaks, finds a lane and scores. So Kristen Norden, the sophomore from Villanova, Pennsylvania, makes the defensive play, then keeps going. So Kristen Norden makes the defensive play to come away with the ball. Gets it to Murray. Murray finds her again. The quick give and go. And just like that, Colgate has a 1-goal lead with 3 minutes left to play here. So a big moment in the match there. Norden, the defenseman, getting forward, making the play to win the ball back after the bad pass off the stick of White. And then just like that, Colgate has the advantage here, 11-10. Can they hold on? A lot of firepower on this Mountain Hawks squad. So you got to feel this is going to be a bit of a photo finish here at Tyler's Field. But if Colgate can hold on to the ball here, they might be able to see out their first Patriot League win of the season. And it's not going to happen like that, as the turnover goes right back to Lehigh, but a couple players are going to fight for it. It's eventually picked up by Garayak, and now Lehigh is going to have to start doubling. So can you hold on to the ball is the question Colgate now faces. Sure, they work on this a lot in practice. Want to get the hands team out there, so to speak. And a double team there on Kreitler. Bit of inexperience there from the freshman as she loses the ball. Now Lehigh has a chance as we hit the 2-minute mark. Lehigh has a chance to tie this one. So Beausoleil had that and backs it out. And so with 1:45, there's a push. Pretty easy call there. No card, though, which is lucky for Colgate. Clock stops under 2 minutes here. We'll see if the Raiders can see this one out. Garden trying to cut to the net. Dodges a triple team and the ball checked out, but it's picked up by Lehigh. Under 90 seconds remaining now. Good cut through the middle, but the shot is wide. Again, those cuts really wreaking havoc with the Colgate defense, but the shot doesn't connect there. 1:18 left on the clock. Another look through the center. Berglund was late getting the stick up, and we are tied at 11. So Colgate has the lead, has the ball, unable to hold on to it. So give the goal to LeBeau. So LeBeau's got 4, if I'm counting right. And with 1:13 left on the clock, we're tied at 11. So this may be the most, well, likely it is the most important draw control here. So whoever wins this one is going to be in a very good position, obviously. Garayak and Abens. It's flicked up in the air. It was knocked down by Garayak, but Lehigh comes away with it. So that was a push there. 1:06 on the clock, and the Mountain Hawks in prime position here to try and steal this one. 11-11 here. Presumably this is going to finish 12-11. It's bouncing around in the crease. Picked up by Jenny Berglund. So good work by the Colgate defense there to cause the turnover. Good work by Berglund to come in away with that one. And so now she's going to have to do something with it. Passes long. She's able to find Frost. Frost crosses midfield, dodges a check. Finds Norden. And Norden gives it to Kreitler. Kreitler's got 4 Mountain Hawks on her. And I think a good call there. Timeout taken by the Raiders. So 41 seconds left in regulation. We're still tied at 11. Time for Heather Young to try and draw something up for her team. So what do you do here if you are Heather Young and the Colgate Raiders coaching staff? Now, Megan Ark has scored almost 3 times as many goals as anybody else has on this team so far this season. But she's been rather quiet today. Do you go with her? Do you go with the senior and the experience and someone like Monica White? Or do you just try and go with who's hot, Sarah Bowles, for example? And for Lehigh, well, I think obviously the defense has played very well today. Maybe not so much in the last bits of this half, but in that first half, defense was very good, only allowing 4 goals. So who knows? Regardless, 41 seconds separating us from overtime or separating us from one of these teams getting the W. I think if you asked any of these players, they would rather lose right now than lose in overtime, especially considering it's, again, rather frigid out here. So chance for the Raiders to get their first win of the league campaign, snap a 2-game losing streak, and move to 1-1 in the Patriot League. They're going to take it right away. The shot is saved by Fitzpatrick, but Colgate holds on to it. 33.2 left. So if that was the play out of the timeout, what is plan B here? Garayak, who's going to be the hero for the Raiders, if there is going to be one, and she gets smacked. And there's going to be a free position chance for Colgate. Garayak looks to be a bit shaken up here. So chance for the Raiders. Can Lauren Garayak conjure something here with 19 seconds left? She shoots and scores! Lauren Garayak may have just won it for the Raiders. 17 seconds left in the game. The free position goal. So Lauren Garayak, the free position goal. 17 seconds left in the game. Could that be the one that's going to give Colgate their first Patriot League win of the season? Or does Lehigh have something else left in their up their sleeve? We shall find out. 17 seconds left. This draw very important, obviously, and if you're Colgate, you want to get the ball as far away from Jenny Berglund's net as possible. So another big draw here. "17 seconds left. If you're Colgate, you want this one to be as won cleanly as possible by the Raiders. It's scooped up there by Flood. Under 10 to go. Under 5, and that's going to do it. Colgate grabs their first Patriot League win of the campaign. 12-11 is our final score. Lauren Garayak, the free position goal with 17 seconds left to win it for the Raiders. A great effort by Lehigh, but Colgate stuck with them. They absorbed a big run from the Mountain Hawks, able to take the lead back at 9-8. Lehigh comes back, and we go back and forth. And with 17 seconds left, Lauren Garayak, the free position goal, buries it. And Colgate gets the W. So the Raiders move to 1-1 in the Patriot League, 2-5 on the year. Lehigh drops to 3-4, also 1-1 in the Patriot League. For the Mountain Hawks, next up a home date with Lafayette. For the Raiders, a home matchup with Bucknell next weekend. My name is Anthony Tambura. For everybody here at Tyler's Field, I want to thank you for tuning into this Patriot League lacrosse presentation on the Patriot League Network, powered by Campus Insiders. We'll see you next time.